2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Looking forward to catching up with Kath Loughnan now to talk all things football, and it's been pretty busy lately. Kath, good morning.
Good morning, Shaun. Can we just clarify, is it true you're in Bali at the moment?
Oh, yes, it is. I'm currently looking at Legian Beach, Kath, and I'm not sure how often you've been here, but the waves are going well. The sun is out, and I'm missing a buffet breakfast.
What is going on here, Nat?
Yes.
What's happened?
Look, Shaun, basically, we think he's doing the groundwork for the rest of us, that next time we want just a slightly longer holiday, we'll just take a laptop with us and do the show from wherever we might be. Kath.
Actually, not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, we're bagging him out, but really, he's doing us a favour.
Yeah, Kath, you would have spent some time up here. I'm sure I saw, it sounds like I'm stalking here, but your sister, I reckon, celebrated her birthday up this way.
In Bali?
Yeah.
No.
I thought,
No, you're stalking someone else.
No, you've stalked, you've missed Mark there. No, never been to Bali.
You've never been, Kath? But you're from Perth.
No.
How have you never been
No,
there?
I know.
It's the northern suburbs.
Why would you go to Bali when we've got Rottnest and down south and Broome?
Me goreng, I think,
yeah.
judging by the way Shaun was eating his breakfast.
Yeah, true. I'm just doing a bit of a tourism WA ad here, but anyway.
Hey, Kath, I want to ask you about the footy in particular. There's a couple of things that caught my eye overnight, and that is that there was Adam Cerra got suspended for a week from the AFL tribunal, and to me he was just pushing off his opponent who went to push him at the same time. I thought that was really poor. And we saw one of the West Coast Eagles players cop a $1,500 fine for taking off Marvio Chol's headband. What?
What's going on?
I know, and then we've got the Paul Curtis incident as well, which that's going to be a fascinating tribunal watch. I think this, and I think we've all thought this for a little while, why not just throw this whole MRO tribunal system out the door and let's just start from scratch? Because the game's changed so much and there's so many inconsistencies. I'm actually, in relation to the flipping the bird, I'm in. Why should that be a fine?
Yes.
I mean, that's your choice. If you want to flip the bird as a person, you can do that. But
Yeah, if you can do it in your car, then you should be allowed to do it on a football field.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it just needs a bit of an overhaul. That's my opinion for all these sort of different instances and questions. But it's just I wouldn't want to be Michael Christian at all.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And I mean, taking off somebody's headband doesn't, in the scheme of things, when you can rip somebody's jumper and it's taking off the headband, is that really an issue?
Come on. I know. I think we're trying to police everything in life these days. We just need to just assess the football.
Yeah. Next, you're going to tell me they can't give someone a wedgie.
You like to see the wedgies, do you, Nat?
That does it all the time in studio here.
Yeah, that's right. That's how I tell Ross he's done a good job.
Yeah, you don't want to disagree with it. It's going to be on straight away. Hey, Kath, how are you seeing our WA teams at the moment? I mean, clearly the West Coast aren't travelling well, and Fremantle. What are your thoughts on both the teams?
Well, I'm pretty happy with how our Dockers are going, just quietly. You?
Yeah, I find it hard to get over game to game, and the Melbourne game really disappointed me. But we'll wait and see what happens in a couple of weeks' time. Can they win more than 3 or 4 in a row? And if they can, then that means to me that they've really improved mentally.
Yeah, 100% with you. It's the consistency part, isn't it? Because they looked awesome at time, for most of the game on Friday night on Anzac Day. But yeah, it's exactly what I went to the MCG a couple of weeks before, feeling so pumped that they were going to make some big statement. They're one of 2 opportunities at the G this home and away season, and they let us down big time. This week's the the chance to redeem themselves, isn't it? Friday night, everyone watching the Saints at Marvel. They should definitely be taking care of the Saints at Marvel.
The Saints are a bit the same, though. They've just been a bit inconsistent, and then every now and then they pull out a really good one.
I know. And now that you've seen them, get that bait from Ross last week and be in the media all week this week, no doubt, then maybe it's not going to be a great time to play them. But in saying that, that should be irrelevant for a team like Fremantle with their talent.
All right.
It's interesting with the Freo Dockers, by the way. They've used 32 players so far, this team, the second most out of any AFL team. Melbourne are the most, and they sit in ninth. So generally, if you're not using many players, so you don't have injuries, you're up the top. And that's the Gold Coast Suns, Geelong, Hawthorn, right, and Collingwood. They're the top four teams. Less injuries, they're right at the top. And so for Fremantle to be in that position, from a positive point of view, that's looking good. But West Coast, Nat, they're down the bottom because they're one above Freo. They've used a lot of players as well, trying to unearth talent.
Yes.
And it's not working at this point in time.
Yeah, I also think, sorry, I thought that was a question to Nash, but I'll jump in.
Go for it.
I also think with West Coast, I actually have been really enjoying and loving the standards Andrew McQualter is setting.
Yep.
And I've been really impressed by him, by a few of the calls he's made. Dropping Tim Kelly the other week, I liked. I think it's actually, I'm keen to get Nat's thoughts. Playing Oscar Allen down back, I like that too. Give a developing young forward the chance if Oscar is indeed going to depart at the end of the season. And then also just the way he conducted himself, Andrew McQualter, in the post-match press conference when being asked about Tom Barrass playing forward and what he thought of that. I thought he handled that moment.
It was a bit salty, but yes.
So brilliantly. And it's so hard when your emotions are running high as a senior coach in that press conference situation, 15 minutes after the finals are, and you can't forget how hard that is to front the media at that particular time. And I thought he answered those questions around Barrass brilliantly.
You're right. I think definitely setting that standard as he's been doing is great, and I think it needs to be done. It's just, you just want to see it pay dividends soon, it is heartbreaking to watch. Hopefully, against Melbourne, maybe we can get across the line. I don't know. It's nobody's got any hope left at this stage, but maybe we'll be surprised. But
surely it will pay dividends because we haven't seen these standards for a long time at West Coast.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, and Kath, you make a good point because in AFL circles, everybody's been talking about the West Coast Eagles standards dropping away many years ago. It's not this year and last year. It was the year before, to be honest. Everybody knew that their pre-season probably wasn't up to scratch. There was a lot of commentary in the football circles. I wish West Coast the best. I think they're a chance against Melbourne just through effort. Might be able to get them over the line. I don't think Melbourne are that good. Having said that, Nat, the problem with McWalter can be a great coach, but he just doesn't have the stock at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about the players on the field,
And can he last the journey? If they go and only win 2 games this year, for example, next year is kind of the same because you might lose Harley Reid and there's every chance you're going to lose Oscar Allen as well. Then where do you go again?
Yeah. Well, as Lee Matthews always say, great players make great coaches. So, 100%. He's a bit hamstrung with the players he's got, but in saying that, I think he's impressed me by his he's got a ruthlessness about him, Andrew McQualter, and I think that's what West Coast has been crying out for.
Yeah, all right. Well, fingers crossed it works out for us soon. Kath, we love your work. Thanks so much.
Great to chat. Enjoy Bali. Have some nuzzy goring for me.
I ate some this morning.
Yes, he's already across it. Thanks, Kath.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Sorry, Shaun, we're laughing because on the camera, all we can see, you held your sheet up to the camera and we could see all these notes you had.
Isn't that funny that I actually had notes?
No, we're from yesterday, but sure. Nice.
Hey, we want to kick things off by talking about the IPL, and you guys are across this. It's been across everybody's feeds overnight with 14-year-old Vaibhav Surivanshi.
That's right.
Who was able to score his first ever ton in the IPL. Now, get a load of this. 14 years of age. He hit it off 35 deliveries, which is only second to the great West Indian champion Chris Gale in the IPL. Can you believe?
In the IPL, which attracts the best players in the world over how many years has that been going? At least 10, right?
Yeah, it's been 10. Yep.
Yeah. More, probably a little bit more actually. And this is the second fastest one in the IPL's history. He's 14. 14.
No, it's incredible.
How do you even get your head around that?
I think when he was first picked up in the IPL auction, everyone was like, yeah, he's played first class cricket at the age of 12, which is ridiculous in its own sense.
But it seemed a bit gimmicky, didn't it? The fact that he was picked up. But no, he's delivered.
Very much so. He's delivered twice now. He's had 2 innings. The other one the other day, he scored 35 off, 20-odd balls. And to belt a ton. You think about the greats in India, what happens to you then, like Sachin Tendulkar in particular. This guy seems to be surpassing him in one foul swoop.
That's right. I mean, the comparisons are obvious that you would say, he's the next Sachin, but also that's a meal ticket. Like he's destined for riches beyond what he can imagine. And if he can keep his head in the game, he could be playing for the next, 30 years, 20 years, 20 years. That'd take him to 34, 25. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, MS Dhoni, who captained India for such a long time, he was still playing IPL. I don't even know if he was finished up playing IPL, and he's been going forever. And he was getting paid something along the lines of $30 million a year, US. So you can imagine what's going to happen with this young man.
Yep. Well, well done. It's amazing. And also, parents, look at the 14-year-olds in your life and say, what have you done today?
Or if you got a young one, put a bat in their hand nice and early.
Get some
money coming in.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
So Ross, you're
prodigious talent.
Yeah, you've got the 2 young ones in our team. So what have you thought about going forward?
Well, we actually do a lot of cricket and stuff. He loves that, but I've only done it because he likes it. I haven't thought yet monetary, which I probably should, starting to think about the future of money for the family, start to earn your spot.
I like it. I reckon that's the way to go. Yeah, for sure.
So I just Googled that the IPL has been around for 17 seasons, so it started before this kid was born.
Wow.
It's incredible the way he's gone about it. So that's great. Hey, we also know now that the Perth Bears are coming into the competition, which they were the way the setup was going to happen with the NRL. They need to have 18 teams come into this competition for the TV rights, which are up for grabs, I think, in 2028. And it looks like there's a few things happening here. First of all, they're discussing the fact that there could be the first $2 million man in the National Rugby League, and that person could represent Perth.
Wow. Right. So they're going to lure a marquee player over here. Is that the vibe?
Absolutely. And the second part is a former coach of Parramatta Eels, Brad Graham, has been rumoured to have also secured a property in Coogee.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Secret Harbour then.
You sold at a profit.
Mate, he didn't even make, I mean, it's a lowly story. He didn't make the front page. But anyway, he's got this place in Coogee, and it's a two-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
And I believe he might be coming over to head the franchise, which will be very, very interesting. How do you think it'll work?
Personally, I'm very excited to have rugby league in WA. I know there are plenty of fans, but it's just nice to have a Perth team
in a national competition.
Yeah, get around it.
I think, and traditionally, Perth as a sporting community gets behind whoever's representing Perth. Do you know what I mean? Like the Wildcats have a great following, the Fever have a great following. The two footy teams, obviously. I mean, the problem will be they're playing at the same time as the Eagles and Dockers, like same part of the year. So there's going to be a bit of division there, I would imagine. But there are so many, people that have like expats from the East Coast and from New Zealand who, rugby league is their favourite sport. So if you can garner the enthusiasm from those sectors of the community, it's gonna, you're gonna build a following fairly quickly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Nat. And you say that we get behind our WA teams. We certainly do, but they need to be winning. And it's going to be difficult to set up a franchise so quickly and have success. But I was thinking about that, are the people going to turn up if they go through a run of bad form, or they just don't have the players just yet? But I guess when you're playing an opposition team, i.e. South Sydney Rabbitohs, they're going to bring their legions of fans who are going to watch them play or come over to Perth to watch a round of the NRL. So it should be a big win.
So do we know, are they going to be playing at Optus Stadium, or is that
HBF Park?
HBF Park?
HBF Park, Optus Stadium is reaching for the stars there. HBF Park was where they'll be playing. They haven't nutted that out. They'll be playing some home games over in North Sydney Oval, I believe.
Right.
To be able to make sure they've got that connection to the Bears, who they're taking over.
This is a heritage. This is like the Sydney Swans, essentially. When South Melbourne moved to Sydney, that's the kind of way it's working.
Yes. Yeah, the Bears haven't been in the competition for 27 years, so their faithful are really up and about over this merger. So I think it can work on both sides. Looking forward to it.
All right, nice one. Thanks, Shaun.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.